Every mammal on this planet kept its fur. Lions have manes, bears are basically walking carpets. Even your pet dog has more hair than it knows what to do with. And then there's us. Somehow, out of 5,000 mammal species, humans are the one that showed up to evolution and said, "Actually, I'm good. I'll go naked." Except for one very specific patch of hair on one very specific part of the face that only shows up on half the population. Men still grow beards. Full, thick, sometimes genuinely impressive beards. Conor McGregor built an entire fighting career partly behind one. And scientists have spent decades trying to figure out why that patch of hair survived when literally everything else didn't. Spoiler, they still don't fully agree. But the theories they've come up with are wild, a little unsettling, and honestly kind of hilarious once you hear them. So let's actually dig into this, because the answer isn't leftover fur we forgot to shed. It's way weirder than that. We never actually lost the fur. Here's the first thing that's going to break your brain a little. You still have the genes for a full body of fur. All of them. In 2023, researchers at the University of Utah and the University of Pittsburgh went digging through the genome looking for what actually happened to human hair. And here's what they found. The genes never left. Evolution didn't delete them. It just switched them off. Think about that for a second. Somewhere in your DNA right now is the complete instruction manual for growing a coat like a chimpanzee. It's just turned to silent mode. And that's actually why the beard question gets interesting, because most of your body still grows something. It's just this fine, practically invisible fuzz called vellus hair.
3 theories, 1 big argument. Theory 1, the cooling theory. Our ancestors were out hunting in blazing heat for hours, and thick fur plus sweat glands is a losing combination. Less hair, more sweat, better cooling. Basically, we ditched the jacket so we could outjog our prey in the sun. Theory 2, the aquatic theory. Some researchers think our ancestors went through a phase near water, and fur is a terrible insulator once it's wet, which is why whales and dolphins traded fur for fat instead. This one's controversial, but it's out there. Theory 3, and this one's a bit gross, parasites. Fewer hair follicles means fewer places for ticks, lice, and disease-carrying bugs to set up shop. Basically, our ancestors evolved out of hair because bugs were unbearable roommates. Nobody's fully agreed on which one wins. Possibly all 3 played a part, but whatever the reason, the result was the same. Humans went from fully furred to almost completely bare. Almost. Enter the beard. Because here's the plot twist. The beard isn't leftover fur that stuck around by accident. It's the opposite. It's controlled by testosterone in a related hormone called DHT, which means it doesn't even show up until puberty flips the switch. This is a completely separate biological event from the fur loss story. Your body didn't forget to shave your chin, it deliberately built a hormone-triggered hair patch on purpose, on men specifically. So this isn't really a why do we have hair question anymore. It's a why did evolution specifically design this question? And the first guy to take a real swing at answering it was Charles Darwin himself. Theory A, Darwin's guess. Back in 1871, in The Descent of Man, Darwin proposed something pretty simple. Women found bearded men more attractive, so beards stuck around through generations of mate choice. Basically, evolution's version of it works, so keep doing it. Clean, simple, makes total sense. Except when scientists actually went and tested it, it kind of fell apart. The twist that broke Darwin's theory. In 2012, researchers ran a study across 2 completely different cultures, Europeans in New Zealand and Polynesians in Samoa. Same test, 2 very different populations. And in both groups, women did not rate bearded men as more attractive than clean-shaven ones. A separate survey of college women found only around 17% actually preferred beards outright. So if it's not attraction, what is it doing? Turns out, in that same study, women in both cultures rated bearded men as older and gave them noticeably higher social status. Not hotter, just more important looking. Like a beard is a costume that says, "Take me seriously," without saying a single word.
Theory C. Your brain reads beards as a threat. Here's where it gets a little creepy. A 2019 study found that when people were shown angry facial expressions, they recognized the anger faster and more accurately when the man had a beard. Same expression, same face, beard just added on top. And it wasn't a general effect either. Beards didn't speed up recognition of happiness or sadness, just anger. Basically, your brain reacts to a beard as a warning sign before you've even consciously clocked what you're looking at, which starts to sound less like a dating strategy and more like a warning label. Theory D, the beard is basically armor. And this next one is my personal favorite. Researchers at the University of Utah built fake jaws out of resin, wrapped them in sheep's wool at different lengths, bare, trimmed, fully bearded, then dropped a 10-pound weight on each one to simulate a punch. The bearded jaws absorbed noticeably more impact than the bare ones. So somewhere back in our evolutionary history, guys were literally punching each other over mates, and the ones with more facial hair on their jaw were cushioning the blows better. Compare that to a lion's mane, which does the exact same job protecting its neck in a fight. Nature apparently just really likes giving males a built-in pillow for their face. Suddenly, Conor McGregor's beard makes a lot more sense. But here's the problem. The beard might be lying. Just when you think you've got the answer, one more study throws a wrench in it. Researchers actually measured real beard length against real testosterone levels and self-reported dominance in a group of young men, expecting the beards to line up with the biology. They didn't. No meaningful connection at all. Which means a beard might not be an honest signal the way a lion's mane is. Any man can grow one, regardless of how dominant, aggressive, or high testosterone he actually is underneath it. It's advertising a trait it can't actually prove. So which theory wins? Honestly, probably a little of all of them. Status, threat, protection, bad advertising, layered on top of each other over a few million years, then reshaped again and again by culture, which is exactly why beards go in and out of fashion depending on whether a generation associates masculinity with discipline or with raw strength. Nobody's found the one clean answer, and that might genuinely be the most honest thing science has produced on this, because your face was never just decoration. It's a walking advertisement, running the exact same campaign for over 1 million years, and somehow we're still not totally sure what it's selling.